So, good day, good afternoon, good morning, traders, depending on where you are in the world. I am super excited because this is an event that I've been planning for over a year now. We've had this on our list, and it's not because we didn't want to bring it sooner. It's because we really, really, really put a lot of energy and infrastructure into building what we'd like to think is the most successful order flow algo that we've ever seen in the industry. Now, we've got a very big team, and we've been doing this a very long time. And for me to come out and say that as the opening line, I can tell you right now that this is one of the most successful and consistent order flow trading systems that we have ever built or seen in the industry. Okay. Now, this is a launch webinar for what we call the Stacked Signal Algo. And there's nothing like this in the industry. There's nothing like this in the development realm. There is no other product in the world that can do what we've done with this. It is proprietary to the Tickblaze marketplace, and we are super excited to launch this with passion and enthusiasm because we know what is going on behind the scenes with this system. Now, we are recording this event. For those of you that have ever been to these presentations, we like to go through them, and then we will do Q&A at the end of the webinar. If you do have questions, put them in the chat box. If I don't get to them right away, it's because I'm doing a webinar and I will read them at the end so that we can get through this in a fairly timely manner, right? And first, I just want to thank you guys for being here. You guys are busy people, and obviously the fact that you're here shows us that you are ready to show up and to essentially get the results that you're hoping to achieve, right? So how many of you guys have been excited for this? I know we put out some teaser videos. I know we sent out some emails. How many of you guys have been truly looking forward to a very, very profitable and successful order flow trading system? Just type a Y in the chat box if that's you. You have come to the right webinar. Okay, we do a lot of presentations. Nothing will even surpass or come close to what we're about to do here today. Okay, so let's get started. What we've done is over the last 10 years, we've built a combination of different order flow softwares. Okay, and through building order flow over the last decade, we've learned pretty much everything that there is possibly that you can possibly learn about order flow. There's nothing that you can ever show me in order flow that we have never seen, done, built, or even have internally in our teams. It's just the privilege of having a really big development team and having a lot of experience. Order flow is the beating heart of the market, and it is a very complicated thing to do manually. What we've done is I think we've built the ultimate alpha trading system. I think what we've been able to do here is going to basically rock your socks because it's the most probable trading setup that I could ever build in an order flow strategy. Why? Well, we have 8 levels of order flow signals feeding into the data, and we look for confluence across all 8 of these signals to be able to provide you with essentially ultimate confluence in order flow data, right? It is the absolute foundation of order flow alpha. Okay. So I'm really excited. Stick around. We're going to be giving away a free license and talk about some exciting stuff. We have a really big boot camp going on tomorrow morning for this system. So be there or be square. Let's get into it. You guys ready? A couple things here. Quick disclaimer. Please read it, understand it. I can't guarantee results. It's against the law to do so, nor would I ever try to. And past performance never guarantees future results. Can everybody do me a favor and type a Y in the chat box that you accept and agree to the disclaimer, and we can move forward? Great. Perfect. So this is the actual performance of this strategy over the last month and a half, right? That has been the strategy performance. We are going to talk about it. Uh, it is hands down the most profitable and successful algo that we've built in a very long time. And it is basically one of the best strategies you could ever look to trade because we are able to bring in lots of sample size, lots of data. And why is that important? Because the more trades you have, the more evidence you have, the more information that you are given. And ultimately, that gives you a lot more confidence to want to trade a strategy. This is actually the historical performance over the last month since the start of this year. And we're really excited about this because it's our job to build great tools and we love to help people succeed. How many of you guys would agree that we've built some pretty cool stuff? Give me a yes if you found that our tools and our resources are pretty cutting edge. We're pretty innovative, right? We build some pretty amazing things, right? But let's get right down to it. What matters most isn't how cool the software is. What matters most is it actually going to make you money? Okay. Would we agree that that makes more sense than how sexy the tool is? It's all about being able to extract a result from it. And it's my job to be able to provide you with the best results possible with our systems, our software, and our strategies. Okay. Now, I have a question, and this is an honest question, and I really want to get right down to it. How many of you guys do not want to keep spending a lot of money on stuff and feel buyer's remorse? Type a yes. How many of you guys would like to kind of just be able to buy a system, turn it on, and know that that's going to be something you can rely on for a long time, right? Good. I had people ask me this morning in this presentation, can you compare it to this? Can you compare it to that? No, there's no comparison. If you're going to buy a trading system for automation, and you're going to ask us which strategy should we use and which one is it better, and just this one, guys. If you're going to allocate a budget to spending money this year for software strategies education or improving your ability to get results, I assure you this is the one. Okay, this is the one because we have spent a lot of resources behind this to ensure that it is the one. And I really, really hope you can see that as we go through this. Okay. Now, we're not going to give any bullshit. There's no false promises. We're going to show you how the system works. I'm going to show you the exact setups, the rules, the entries, how we basically extract the data, etc. And then you're going to be able to see why this is so powerful as we go through the presentation. Okay. So this is a great example of what it looks like zoomed out. In and of itself. And you guys can see this. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger here. Can everybody see that? That is this year, since January, going back several weeks. This is what it looks like zoomed out. Now, obviously, you're not taking every single one of those trades, but that is actually the strategy. That is what it's done since January. And I can assure you that we're going to go into this so that you guys can actually see why this would be something you would want to look to trade, right? I mean, we're talking extremely high numbers and ratios and profitability and consistency. So we're going to get into that and we're going to actually do that today. But that's my goal here. My goal is to provide you with something that you actually are super excited to want to learn, adapt to, trade, and then share with everybody because I can assure you this is going to get you what you're looking for. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about automation. We're going to talk about the trade-off between discretionary and algo trading for those of you that are still trying to figure out your bearings with automation, or if you're on the fence between running an algo, or if you're doing both. Some people feel overwhelmed with automation. Some people they only want to automate strategies. We're going to talk about that. We're going to go into the charts. We're going to go into as many examples through an algo demo, through a lot of screenshots, a lot of trade setups, and then we've actually put together the performance report so that you can see the performance for both the S&P and the NASDAQ over the last several weeks of trading. Okay. And then we're going to get into the giveaways. We're going to give away some software today, which is always fun when people win things. And then we're going to talk about how you guys can get your hands on this and then join us for tomorrow. We have a big boot camp on the strategy. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a really big deep dive on this. And we're going to go over how to use it, how to trade it, how to set it up, and then how to go over all the settings. Does that make sense, traders? Perfect. Yeah, I'm amped too. I'm amped. You can tell my enthusiasm. I feel a little bit excited. I feel a bit, amped up here. Well, there's a reason for it, right? Some things just get you up, put a little pep in your step. So there's a big difference between automation and discretionary trading. I do both. I've been a trader for a long time. I love to trade both. It really just depends on the strategy, right? I tend to gravitate towards automation when I'm looking to do things that I can't do myself, right? There's a big difference between a human and a computer. And it really is about two things for me. So when I try to summarize the why would I look to automate anything, it's not about trying to convert you. It's not about trying to change you. It's about trying to essentially give you a reason to understand why it would benefit you. Okay. And for me, for automation, it's about increasing the efficiency and my abilities to execute, remove my emotions, and be able to improve my ability to trade, but it's also because I can't do some of the things that are basically done within a computer. Like we're not physically capable of doing them. Like our brains can't process it, or the information's moving too fast, or I'm not even able to see the data because you can't. Right? That's where automation comes in. The other side of this is the data. I'm really, really big on just belief and comfort and being able to uh, look at a strategy and say, hey, this strategy's performed really, really well in the past. This gives me a lot more evidence to want to trade it moving forward. Backtesting and optimization is the foundation to basically a trust building within yourself and ultimately just not wasting time. Why would you ever want to trade a strategy for lackluster results in the past, right? If you've got a strategy that's kind of done this in the past and done like that, or if you've got a strategy that's done that, maybe a little bit of drawdown, but like, this, which one would you rather trade? Would you rather trade this or would you rather trade that? You tell me. Like what are you looking for as a trader? The image on the left or the image on the right? And we all know the answer to that. And the only way you're going to know this is if you have data. And data is the way in which you not only provide evidence that you should be doing something, but you also don't want to waste your days and your weeks and your months of your life going down a rabbit hole for nothing. Because trading is already difficult. We don't need to lose our time in the process, right? So hopefully you can see why we would want to automate some strategies. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Everybody understand this type of yes in the chat box that this makes sense to you? And how many of you guys are interested in um, you know, doing this? Automation is kind of something that's new for you. Yes? How many of you guys have had problems with manual trading? If you've had a problem with manual trading, type an M. If you've had struggles with discretionary trading, type an M. If you felt like it's starting to make you question, like, Jesus, like I really like, is it me? Is it the strategy? Is it the market? Like, I get all that, guys. I get all that. I get all that. The struggle is real. Automation is set to help with this. Okay. Automation is set to help with this. And it's also made me a believer of just that there is a lot of actually good ways to trade where I wouldn't even know, right? I think it really opens up Pandora's box when you start looking at different concepts. I know my team, I've watched my developers, I've watched my R&D team, my educators, the evolution of their learning curve and their profitability and their consistency and just how well they become as just industry knowledgeable experts. Automation lent its hand to that, right? So I'm a big believer that we can help you through automation. Now, let's get into this. This is the fun part, okay? Some of you are going to know what I'm about to talk about. Okay, some of you have experience in algo trading or in automation, and some of you have experience in order flow. I need to know realistically, and this is an honest assessment. How many of you guys have order flow experience? Just type a yes. I need to know how many of you guys have order flow experience. Very important question. It's very important that everybody answers this because I'm going to start using some terms that you're going to probably maybe have heard before or you understand, but maybe you won't. Okay. And some of you are going to be like, what the hell are these guys drinking? Right? Like, it is difficult, Frank. It is difficult. Order flow is difficult. Let's not confuse ourselves. Order flow is difficult if you do it the ways that we don't. We are going to make order flow easy. I know that's a pretty bold statement, but we're going to make order flow easy. And I strongly believe this, especially if you guys are going to um, want to take order flow and simplify your execution. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down this list and we're going to teach you a few things about strategy signals. Stacking signals is where we take a whole bunch of different order flow data and line it up. Okay. And I'm not talking about just the heat map. A lot of traders think that the heat map, in fact, the heat map is only responsible for, I think, maybe two of the data points. The rest is going on inside the candle with volume, with sequences of numbers, what's going on in the time and sales, the print, etc. So what we're going to do is I'm going to share with you this list. I want you to take a screenshot of this list right now. This is very, very important. This is every single order flow signal that has been created in what I can say 99.9% of every single order flow strategy we've ever built. But also, there's going to be three or four of these setups in here that you've probably heard in other vendors or other systems because it's industry standard. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you industry standard signals. Stacked imbalances are considered an industry standard order flow signal. Okay. Trapped traders are going to be considered an industry standard signal. Delta divergence is considered an industry standard order flow signal. Okay. The rest is ours. This is us, volume divergence. Flush reversals are our proprietary ways of looking at absorption and distribution in the print. Confluence signals is what we consider a heat map confluence, which is ours. Big money print is only ours. Like we are the only player in the business that is able to effectively build big money print into order flow because it looks at using statistical analysis to calculate dynamic block sizes in the order flow, which some of you are like, what the hell did he just say? Right. But the heat map is also where we take the heat map signals and we look at confluence in the data for heat map alignment. And so what we've done is we have 8 different signal sets. I could sit here and explain what they all are. That would take a webinar in and of itself. For me to go through and explain what a stacked imbalance is, to explain what a volume divergence is, to explain what a trap trader is, all of these are very, very high probability order flow data sets that you would see normally in candles. You would see them in the print, in the volume, in the heat map, in the bar volume, in everything to do with the order flow. The problem is, and this is to this day, what we've seen as a problem is it's freaking tough trying to trade those in real time because the bars are always moving so damn fast. Us humans, we can't process that. And a lot of times we don't really find success because we know the order flow is very important. But how many of you guys have felt it's hard to keep track with order flow? It's hard to keep up with the print. It's hard to keep up with the data, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that one signal by itself is not enough. So many traders will try to trade a trap trader, or they'll try to trade a flush reversal, or they'll try to trade a volume divergence. Hell, we've even built strategies around volume divergence. We have a volume divergence algo because it's extremely good, but that's still not enough. What we've done is we've built an algorithm that stacks the signals. And we basically take all of the different order flow data points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 signals, and we look for alignment in order flow. I'm telling you what this does. It's like a stopping train. It's like a freight train. When these things come into the bar, I'm here to tell you that like this is like when you're playing poker, I'm all in, so to speak, because it doesn't happen on every single bar. It's a rare occasion. And when you can identify stacked signals, and when I say stacked, I mean stacking at least 3 or 4, even 5 of these at the same time on the same candle, That's like increasing the probability of your strategy by 5. So can you imagine having, instead of trading one order flow signal that normally everybody would look to do, we combine four of them on the same bar? Isn't that amazing? Like, can you imagine being able to look for a computer that's going to go into the order flow data and it's going to find a whole whackload of non-correlated information. Write that down, non-correlated data points. Correlated data points can be misleading. You could have signals that are kind of alike or similar. This is five. There is five signals on this candle, and all five of those signals, you'll see there's an acronym here, HM, BP, TT, DDCO. All five of those are independent, non-correlated variables of order flow analysis. They all line up on the bar. That's what we've done. Now, this is what's going on under the hood. We've got all these candles giving us data. We've got all this data. This is all what's going on behind the scenes. And this is the algo. We don't have any order flow. There's no need for it. There's no need for any type of overwhelming information. All we're doing is we're taking all that data and we're plotting it into the right candle, and boom. Now, this is a scalper's dream because you can go in with tight stops and targets and you have very, very, very high expectancy on short scalps because order flow is about extracting reactions out of the market based off of data. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you guys? How many of you guys understand what I just said? Make sense? This is this exact same chart as this. I'm just showing you that this is what we do with the algo to be able to provide you with an alpha signal, but we're relying on all of the stuff inside of the order flow candles and the bars and the print and the heat map and the data and the trap traders and the volume. Everything is lining up inside of this to produce the trades. So I want to make sure that that makes sense to you because every single candle and every single data point in order flow can be very powerful. But when you stack them 3, 4, 5 on a bar, there's no way humanly possible we could do this as a trader. But can you imagine increasing your signals alpha by 5x? It's insane. Let's do this, guys. Let's get into it. So here's another example. Here's another example of this exact same chart. This signal here, candle's going sideways, get the bar, push. Nice. These are 10 tick bars. So there's 20 ticks on the S&P. Boom, boom. Like no heat. Like in 20 ticks. Boom. Really, really, really big reactions. Let me explain something to you guys. Let me do something here. I'm going to do something here. 1 second. So there's in trading, if I'm a trader and I want to buy, like, let's say this is a candle, right? Let's say there's a range bar, right? There's another candle. The biggest thing you need to understand with trading, day trading, this isn't swing trading. This isn't big liquidity sweeps. And holy God, I got a 4 hour time. No, no, no. This is day trading, scalping the indice markets, S&P and NASDAQ. Okay. Order flow data on the S&P and NASDAQ is incredible. I'm excited to run this on other markets. We're gonna go into that. But let me explain what your job is as a prop trader. How do I know this? Because I own a prop firm. Your job as a prop trader is to ensure you do not go into your drawdown and you do not give into trailing drawdowns or you do not give back your profit targets and you need to hit daily quotas. As a prop trader, the only thing you should be worrying about is your downside risk and your upside trade expectancy on a per trade basis. The best way to limit your risk is to have minimal time in the market, right? As a day trader, it is better to go in with a strategy that can get you in with larger size and smash a very high probability directional move with very little time in the market. If I can go from here to here very quickly in a very short increment with high degrees of accuracy, that is exactly what scalping is about. What you don't want as a scalper is getting in and the bar goes against you or it keeps flipping and flopping. What you want as a scalper is you want to go in quickly and it just moves quickly, like bing, bang, boom, because that is the definition of a high probability edge. If you get into a signal and it sits there and it flips and it flops, your signal is not a high probability signal. As an algo trader, signals are about minimal drawdown on a per trade basis. Does this make sense, guys? That's what this strategy is designed to do. You get in and you take very minimal heat and you have very, very high probability reactions to quick targets. How many of you guys would like that as a trader? Yes? I mean, I know I do. When I get into a trade, I do not want to see things going against me quickly. I want it to hit my target as fast as possible. I feel good. I get it's in and out, etc. Here's another example. Okay. Take a look at how fast the reaction is off that signal. Take a look at the reaction off of like a one, two, three, four bars going sideways, four stacked signals. And as soon as that bar came in, the reaction on the next bar was wham, instantaneously down. As soon as that candle closed, it literally moved more in one bar than the last five candles. And that's where the beginning of the move starts. You're going to often see that most scalpers are going to get in, take their trade, they're going to hit their target objective, but this is almost going to be the trend setter. It's going to be the bar that kicks in the bigger moves. And I'm not suggesting that you have to trade for the bigger moves. I'm suggesting that you take your meat out of the market. I'm suggesting that you take your little war chest and pay yourself quickly because this strategy will do that automatically and it'll size your trades automatically. It'll adjust your targets automatically. Okay. Here's another example. Okay. A great example of it pushing up, pushing down. Look at this. Now, this is another signal. It didn't fire because we have a trend filter on. You can see the trend is down. This signal came in and it pushed up immediately. Boom. Like as soon as this candle came in, it came down tick and then pushed. I'm not saying you should go counter trend. There's you can definitely make good money going mean reversion on these strategies because you're not trying to swing for the fences. But the reactions off these bars, take a look at the four data points. Four data points. This means four out of the eight signals are stacking on the same candle. Critically powerful trades. Let's keep going. Here's a great example. Look at the reaction from the signal. 1, 2, 3, 4 stack on that bar. You're getting everything lining up on that candle. Four sets of data feeding that candle. And as soon as that signal happened, you get one down tick and you get the fill and then push, explosion. You might have eight on big bars, Armando. Yeah, eight out of eight. I think it has to do with the size of the candle. Yeah, and I would encourage you to increase your fractal size to see that. We see high probability. Well, it depends on the bar size. Like if you're looking at a four tick bar, a four or a five tick stack signal is going to be like, yeah, it's like a diamond egg. It's like a Fabergé egg. Like it's like a Picasso. Like you're very rare. You're going to see those to be, and when they hit so damn good, you're going to be like, wow, these are insanely good. We're going to see the charts. We're going to take a look at these trade signals here. Take a look at, and we're going to show you the performance. Yeah. Exits are automatically planned through optimization. So we've built the templates for you, Raymond, for the S&P and the NASDAQ. We'll get Jeff to give some feedback on here when I get a little closer to the performance, but the targets are automatically calculated based off the optimization. So you don't have to worry about targets. You can just, this is one of those strategies where you can just take the strategy, you can load it and trade it. You don't need to do a lot of mucking around with it. You don't need to do a lot of changes to it because the setups are all about the stacked signals. It's not about maybe we'll use this filter and that filter and that. No. It's an order flow system. It's you set it up, you have tight stops and targets, and you turn it on because it's a scalping system. What would really be good is you set a daily target for the day or a money management goal for the day, because then you can basically understand your quota as a scalper. Yeah, I think it's a good way to go about it. Take a look at this. Like, this is a great example of the stack signals, right? And bam. Now, I can see on this candle, I can see a few things here by the naked eye because I'm an order flow trader, that there's volume divergence on that candle. There's trapped traders at the high of this candle. You can't see that in the print because it's too small to see it. There's also a heat map signal. You get alignment in the state of the market. We can also see big money print in the volume profile. Like that's crazy good. Like this is they're just so good. Like I've seen so many strategies, guys, like it makes me a little emotional. I've just seen so many strategies that these signals are it's a gift. We work for years doing this and you really want to find something that it's like, wow, it's a gift. And I think that if I can just, get real with you rather than just do a presentation, just share with you, I've been on a quest to find the best strategies my whole life. And I've built a lot of great things, but this is probably our best work. And it is something that I think a lot of you guys will be easily able to trade quickly and without very, very minimal intervention, right? You can add an EMA. I mean, you could add an EMA trend filter. I mean, who doesn't want to just put a trend filter on and trade in the direction of the market, right? I think you guys will be yeah, they're very clean. And we don't actually populate all the order flow. What I'm doing is I'm showing you a behind the scenes chart. All of this data is inside of these bars. We're not showing this. This is for visual examples. This is for me to show you what we're doing inside of the candles. The only thing you're going to see is these really, really cool signals that show you how many stacked imbalances and trap traders and volume divergences and heat maps and big money print are all lining up on the candle, right? It's so powerful. Here's another example here. Take a look at the reaction. Like there's a big difference between the bars coming down, bar, profit taking. People are like, oh, that's the low. Sweeping the low because the market's not ready to prime. As soon as we get this, it's the beginning of the big move. It's the beginning of the leg, right? It's interesting that you see that. It's like it's where the market stops, where all the data lines up, right? And you're going to see this, especially with trend filters. You're going to see this. How many of you guys like trading with the direction of the market? How many of you guys like to just feel like you're moving with the market, not against it? You're going to find that you put an EMA on your chart, you just turn this on, you're going to run this algo, you're going to see it's easy and it's clean and it's efficient. Absolutely. Yeah, very clean. Here's another great example, right? You get side, chop, and then push. And then it's as soon as you get that candle that you get bang, bang, bang right away, like down, 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 right? Like you don't get that every other bar. It's when you get that. Like this is a 50 tick range bar on the NASDAQ. This just moved 100 ticks. Boom, boom. It's the climactic bar that gives you force. And that's what you want. You want climaxes in the market that give you very little exposure to risk. You don't need big stops for this. That's the key. Okay. Now, here's a great example of it in real time on a chart, and you can see what it would look like. Okay. You can see here now, these are just images. This isn't how the template's set up. These are from the user manual. You can set different stops and targets. We have an optimized template for both markets for you, but you can see that and there's no filters on this. This is just simply looking at what the chart would look like. All you need to remember is that these are what's driving it. And you can see that it's that bar that set the tone of this pullback. It's this bar that set the tone of that rotation, right? So when you think about where the moves are originating from, right, it's the most powerful bar on the rotations. And you're not going to get it on every rotation. Like there's nothing here and there's nothing here because not every time order flow is aligning, not every time the stars are aligning. But when you see stacked signals, that's when the stars are aligning. And it should give you reason to say, wow, okay, I know there's a lot of power behind this bar based off of the data that's feeding it. It's not an indicator based system. This is not lagging. This is not using oscillators. This is not using EMAs or momentum or anything. This is coming directly from the time and sales and volume data. It's real time flow. Exactly, sharpshooter. And many of you guys have seen Sharpshooter inside of the community. He's a pretty good damn trader. He's also an order flow master, right? He gets this, right? Order flow traders understand the power of this. Non-order flow traders in here This is something that you've probably been looking for a very, very long time. Okay, take a look at this. Okay, now this is a great example of using filters versus not using filters. Okay, so I'm going to share with you, and this is why we've used this image. Okay, see these EMAs here? I would rather trade with filters and not have trades than to just take every single bar. I'll explain why. We did this on purpose because I like to do this. You see how the EMAs are flat here? I personally will not trade when the EMAs are flat. I will not do this. So when you see the templates that we do, we're going to show you how to use order flow with direction, because when you're using direction, see how the EMAs are up? Boom, you get the force, right? That is the point. I would not trade any of these. This is by example to show you that that is what I would look to trade all day long. Okay. And that's really what I want to drive home is like understanding the context of where the order flow. Here's a great example of what I just explained now in motion. So here's a great example of not having filters, and you're going to get stacked signals on some bars where you don't want them. I want stacked signals in the direction. Look at this. And you're going to get back to back wins, win, 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 win. Like all you're doing, you got a couple EMAs in a direction, EMAs in a direction, EMAs in a direction. Profitability: one, two, three wins, four wins, five wins. Sure, you could take that counter trend trade, but why? Well, what's the point? You know, there's another better signal coming a few bars later. Does that make sense to you guys? And it really is about you have you have the privilege of selection with this because order flow is a constant variable. It's always happening. So you're never not going to be without a trade signal. Like if you're using indicator-based systems and you're like, okay, I hope I get a trade, or maybe the market's going to give me the movement so my indicators line up. Order flow is always going to be there. And we're just making sure we prime the pump for the best setups. I would rather you take the best setups than to trade against certain conditions. And that's why I think having a trend filter can be very, 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 very efficient. Most of you guys like trading with the trend anyways. Like most of you guys are going to slap an EMA on and make sure you don't trade against it. It's not hard. It's not some complex quantum physics approach to the markets, right? You put an EMA on, you turn the algo on, and you let the stacked order flow do its job. Okay. Here's another example of it just zoomed out, just seeing the signals in real time. I mean, there's nothing to shake a stick at. I mean, that's 55 grand. We've been doing some testing with some large size because we were basically testing large size and also testing the execution on, range bars on the NASDAQ, like 50 tick bars, just testing the fills and, just knowing the potential of something like this. Like, I think that's what I want to just kind of segue is like when you understand what you have is so powerful, the potential to scale is so unique. You don't always think about scaling capital on a strategy unless you really have the reason to think like that, right? This is one of those things that we will test larger size because it's about being able to fill certain order blocks and certain size of orders, right? Like as a scalper and as an algo trader, one of the things we look at is, okay, is the strategy extremely efficient? Is it highly profitable? Does it have a lot of sample size so we can trust the data to perform over long sets of lookbacks? And then once we have all of that and we know that it's one of the best strategies you could possibly look to trade, then we go in with size to see, can we test the fills? Can we test the efficiency of larger impact? Because let's face it, once you get good, then you get fast. And that's when you want to start ramping up your contracts, right? How many of you guys would relate with that? First, you want to make sure the strategy is super efficient, then you start to scale size, right? Makes sense. Well, that's just the right way to go about it, right? And that's what we're doing here is we're testing the efficiency with executing a large size, which can produce some substantial returns. Here's another example of it just going for base hits, like just taking reactions, boom, 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 boom. This does not have a filter on it, right? This is an ES chart. I think one of the things that we've learned is with the NASDAQ, just due to the movement, the NASDAQ will require more filters. The S&P is like the order flow big brother. Like if you were to ask me Big Papa, right? Like where is Big Papa in the market? It's the S&P. And order flow on the S&P is really the big brother in the room, right? I mean, there's so much liquidity in the S&P when you trade order flow, you can go in with big size and you're a ghost. You're not even knowing, which can be very efficient, right? It can be very, very powerful for traders looking to extract big alpha out of the market. And we see that on this because take a look, like we've got five signals here. Like that's five signals. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. Five signals, four signals, four signals. Like that's five. That's five. Like you're getting push, 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 right? And yeah, we could test RTY, David. I haven't tested the thinner markets. We will do that in the boot camps. Yeah, we will do that in the boot camps. Here's a great example of it just zoomed out using momentum filters. Looking at directional momentum and having having slightly larger stops and targets using momentum oscillators as the filter, right? So when the momentum is down, take the stack signal, and it normally becomes the leg of the market. Like if you look at where the signal starts, right? The signal starts, and that's the leg. The signal starts, and that's the leg. The signal starts, and that's the leg. So you'll normally see that this is the climax or the trend stopper of the market, and it can be very powerful when you know what's behind the little flashy signals that flash here. I think of like a flag. It's like a little flag on the market. It's like, hey, wake up! I'm here. The market's now primed. We're getting ready to rock. And I think yeah, the momentum filter is built into the algo. Yeah, that's part of our core engine. That's part of the benefit of using our systems is we have all the filters inside of the system. Yeah. But we've already pre-built the templates set, Veer, so you don't actually have to do anything. We already have very, very, I don't like to say profitable because it's about compliance and with the regulators and stuff, but like what I will say is that they're very consistent. They're very, very, very consistent. And I'll show you the results and you can gauge if that's profitable for you or not, right? I just like to be kind of by the book here. You know what I mean? So let me share this. This is the behind the scenes algo engine. So what we do is we build strategies. And when we take those strategies, we plug them into our proprietary algo testing engine. The goal of our algo engine is to apply profitable strategies to filters and then to set the targets and the stops. So a lot of traders will ask me, how do you find the best targets? How do you know how big of a stop loss I should have? How big should my target be? Well, that's our job when we build the systems is we optimize and we pre-build the templates so that you can rely on all of our teams testing for the last month of beta rollout so that we can show you the parameters, right? We have parameters set for the S&P and the Nasdaq for you, so you don't actually have to do anything. But why is this important? Well, because everybody focuses on the strategy, right? Like the strategies where everybody glues in, like, oh my God, what's the rule? Well, for this strategy, it's the alpha in the stacked signals. Like we have 8 order flow signals. So that's the strategy. But what we do is we apply the entries, the stops, the targets, when are we trading it? And then we determine, are we going to use any filters, right? Are we going to use an EMA? Are we going to use an oscillator for the momentum? And what we do is we find the best performance for the strategies. Okay. And that's what this is actually inside of the strategy. And this is actually a part of the software. So when you purchase the systems, it actually comes built in. So you don't actually have to worry about buying other filters or using other tools. It's already built inside of the system. And we do all the heavy lifting for you. So what's going to happen tomorrow is we're going to run a boot camp, and that boot camp is going to be an AMA in the morning with our dev and testing team. And we're gonna load the templates. We're going to show you how to trade them. We're going to show you how to set them up and how to configure the templates so you know exactly what to do. And that way you'll know firsthand Monday morning when you come in next week how to turn the strategy on and how to start trading it. Like literally, you just need a little bit of time with us. We're going to show you how to load it. We can even load it for you and walk you through it, but you don't have to worry about figuring things out. This is all pre-built and pre-configured for you. Now, some of you are going to want to learn how to use this tool and how to build your own templates. That's part of our training, and we'll do that too. But the first part is giving you the templates so you don't have to basically do anything, right? Does that make sense? Give me a yes if that makes sense. This here took years to build. It's a very, very big part of our IP and our proprietary sauce. And no other trading platform has this in the world. We built it on NinjaTrader, and then we basically built a version of this in Tickblaze, which is 10 times more efficient than what we built in NinjaTrader. Way better. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Take a look at that. So that's the system. Testing it on the NASDAQ, 50 range candles, 50 range bars, up and to the right. Pretty good return here, guys. It's been a very small sample size, but like that's many days. You can see that's many days of trading, right? It's like 55K, right? And that's a 50 tick range bar on the NQ. Okay, so this is a really, really good strategy template. Here's the S&P on a 10 tick range bar, right? So you guys can see that if you're looking at the S&P, right? Up and to the right. And not very many, Pete. Very small. Yeah, very small lot size. Let's go in here, guys, and let's talk about like these. I just want to show you what it looks like over a large amount of days. Like this is what it looks like over a large amount of days, right? And so here's four signals. Okay, so this is I believe this is the S&P. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff. I think this is the S&P.
It's a yes.
Yeah, so this is the ES, guys. So like let me share with you. If you're going to ask me if I were to use this software come Monday morning, okay, why not tomorrow? Because everybody that's going to use this system is going to come to the AMA tomorrow. Okay, like that's just common sense. And if you can't come tomorrow, you're going to watch the recording because you want to make sure you understand what we're doing here so you can make the most out of it. Okay, now let me explain something. This is since January 5th. Okay, so since like we come back from Christmas all the way up until yesterday, or I think 2 days ago or a day ago, right? 9, 10, 11. Today's the 12th. Yeah, that's yesterday. That was yesterday. Okay. So that's yesterday. That's this week. Okay. That's this week already. So this is yesterday. This is up to yesterday. This is Tuesday, Monday. That's last week. I think we had a holiday. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But either way, uh, look at that. Now, this is very small size. We're not risking a lot. Jeff, how much was the risk per trade?
That was static 5 lot.
5 lots on the S&P. 5 lots. 5 contracts on the S.
Correct.
Yeah, tight stops, tight targets. Okay. So what we're doing here is let's take a look at this. We had a 90% win rate on this, and we had 80 trades since January 5th when we came back from holidays, from Christmas. Okay. So 80 trades in a month. That's a lot of day trades. Okay. That's a lot of day trades. Okay. 80 trades, 90% hit rate with a 4.2 profit factor. Okay. Guys, this is the definition of alpha. Okay. This is the definition of alpha. Like a lot of you are going to want to find strategies that produce a return on investment. The goal of this strategy is not to be in the market for long periods of time. The goal of this strategy is to come in, make your money very quickly on every single signal, and shut down and go live your life because you're a prop trader and you don't want to be in the market giving back all your essentially if you're also trying to like some of you are working with PST and you're trying to get through the benchmark system, you can set a daily target in the system, hit your daily target and be done. Like you can let the strategy just do the work for you. Like that's the cool part about algo trading, right? How many of you guys would have liked to have this over the last month of your trading on the S&P? Now we could ramp up contract size because it's very tight stops and targets, but a 4 profit factor over 80 trades in the last month of data on the S&P it's insane. Insane. Okay. Now take a look at the NASDAQ. That's the picture of it. That was the picture. Sorry, that was the result, and that was the picture. Okay, so that was the picture of this. Okay, of the ES. Okay, now take a look at the NQ. Okay, NQ has huge runs, huge runs. When it moves, it's moving. Okay, and this is over the last 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in the NQ. The difference is we wanted to go over a lot of trades with the NQ, okay? 170 trades. 170 trades. Divide that by four. What is that? Like 180 divided by four. What is that? Like 40 trades a week, 50 trades a week? It's like 40 trades, 44 trades a week, right? So you're looking at 40 trades a week on the NASDAQ with an average win rate of 80%. Okay. 1.8 profit factor. The reason it drops is because we're increasing the sample size times two, like just massive amounts of trades. Also, the NASDAQ is very, very, very fast market. You're going to get a lot of trades on the NASDAQ. My encouragement, I can't suggest, recommend, or advise. My suggestion would be to trade the S&P. Like I would strongly just share with everybody that because it's an algo, yes, you can trade the NASDAQ and crude and Russell and gold, and we can teach you how to do that. And we're going to give you a NASDAQ template. I know some of you are going to turn the NASDAQ on. I already know this. But if you were to say, hey, Sean, if you're my mentor, I really just want to be extremely consistent. I don't want to have a lot of emotion. I don't want to have a lot of panic. I don't want to be all over the place. What would you suggest I do with this? I would load one desktop with the ES with one algo, run the template, and have a daily target, and then shut it down. Okay. And so I'm not saying that you should be a non-NQ trader, but I'm saying that there's an advantage to trading the S&P with um, well, with just order flow. Okay. And here's what that looks like. That's that's the Nasdaq going back a large amount of time, right? That's a lot of trades on the Nasdaq, guys, right? But I'm telling you that this is you are not going to have a hard time trading this system. It will trade for you. It is a computer. It is designed to trade for you. Okay. So let's go back to this. This is the safe, conservative, consistent, profitable, extremely high win rate, expectancy bound ES alpha. Like it is an alpha machine. Okay. How many of you guys would like to have that for your trading results? You tell me. And yes, you can run a copier on this. You can run a trade copier. Okay. You can run a trade copier. Absolutely. And trade that. Absolutely. Okay. Well, I think I've driven it home. I think I've gotten to the point, guys. Let's pick a winner. Let's pick a winner. I'm going to give away one license. Okay. Who's in here? Who's got a license? Who's got a link for me? Like Pete
Coming
or
up,
somebody.
coming up, coming up. Hold on, I'm pasting it.
Yeah. So we're gonna give away a license. Um,
There you go.
okay. Can everybody just click on that link and fill it out? We're gonna give everybody time to kind of digest that for a second, and we're gonna announce the winner. How many of you guys just fill it out, guys? There's a link. Oh, somebody's got their mic here. So um, fill out the link. We want to pick a winner. While we're waiting to pick the winner, how many of you guys can relate with this type of a strategy? Type of yes. How many of you guys can feel like, okay, this is something that I would want to get with? Because there's a lot of strategies out there, guys, and I'm here to tell you that they're not equal. They're not all equal. Okay. They're not all equal. Okay. So how many of you guys are looking for a different approach to the market? Type a yes if you're looking for a better approach to the market. If you're looking for something that's more consistent, more profitable. Yeah, of course you are. Everybody is. Everybody's always on the hunt for something better and something stable. Yes, I understand that. Okay, exactly. We will teach it to you. Okay, we will teach it to you. We will teach you how to do it. We will teach you how to set it up. We will teach you how to trade it. We will show you how to do this, right? Jeff says, I have most systems and the order flow signal pack is the best, Jeff says. Order flow traders will say that. Yeah. If you trade this on stocks, you would need to trade it on highly liquid stocks like Apple, Nvidia, Google, Amazon, the spiders. You could trade this on the QQQs, the TQQQs. You could definitely do this on stocks. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, you could. You just need a stock data feed. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys, let's pick a winner here. Who's the winner? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Hopefully, Lady Luck is on your side.
Coming up, 1 second.
You can use range and Renko, David. Actually, both will work. It's just we just picked range because it's a very easy to see the setup. You can absolutely use Renko, and we can show you that tomorrow in the AMA. Okay,
Okay,
and
we have a winner.
yeah,
It is Jay Roush. Jay.
we'll type that in the chat box there, brother.
Yep,
And
yep,
Jay
yep.
Roush, Jay Roush, where's Jay at? Where's my boy Jay? J. Holy smokes, Jay! There you go, brother. I love to see it. How are you feeling? Are you kind of excited? You're on the edge of your chair. I just gave you a money printing machine. Fantastic. Don't forget to leave us a positive review and tell us how terrible we are. Everybody give Jay a round of applause. It's always good to win and it's always good to reward those who deserve it. I mean, everybody deserves a good break. Perfect. Okay, so with your permission, guys, I'd like to just go into pricing and then talk about what we'll give you with the strategy and then talk about how we'll help you set it up and then the training behind that. Are you guys okay with us going towards pricing? Type of yes. I'd like to talk about pricing and the discounts and the promo and then talk about tomorrow's AMA on this so we can do that. Okay. Perfect. Fantastic. So this is everything under the hood, guys. So let me share this with you. Okay. This strategy, we were going to price it higher. We were going to price it higher because of what it's doing and basically because it's an order flow system. We've decided to create a unified discount for everybody because many of you have bought the order flow signal pack. Some of you haven't. Some of you bought the order flow signal pack, which is the indicators and stuff with order flow. We wanted to create a unified discount for everybody. So this is basically the best we can do, 90% off, and we're giving away the farm. And so we give you the signal system and the engine, which is the core foundation of the software. This is a big part of the reason you're doing this is we're going to give you the ES and the NASDAQ templates. We're going to give you the NQ and the ES templates. Okay. We're going to basically, we have user documentation. We will set it up with you if you need it. And also, we are going to do a big training session. So tomorrow, we're going to be doing a boot camp. That boot camp is going to be an AMA, and it's going to be everything that you need to do to set it up and basically trade it. Yes, you can trade the MNQ and you can use the MES, Cindy. It's the exact same. Yes, absolutely. You could use micros. Yes. Now, we normally would be able to charge. I know vendors out there selling software in order flow for thousands and thousands of dollars that are not going to even remotely do anything close to what this system can do. I can give you the website links if you need, but we don't need to go down that path. I'm here to share with you that we are giving this software away at this price. Like this is the best. Now it is only good for 24 hours. You have 24 hours to get this deal, period. Like that, there's no like, oh my God, like what if it? No, if you have 24 hours to come in and do this at the 90% off. Okay. We could charge this and tons of people would buy it, but then we can't help everybody. So by giving you an insanely huge discount, okay, there's no limitations to your opportunity. There's no limitations to what you can do. You could easily take this and be trading this for prop firms tomorrow or on Monday. Okay. So 91% off. And no, you do not need to buy Tickblaze because Tickblaze is a free trading platform. You can download it and you can use it with prop firms and connect your data feeds. Absolutely. You do not need to pay for Tickblaze. Absolutely. It's a free platform. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's get into this. Tomorrow, we have a boot camp. It's right at noon Eastern after the morning session. Okay. We are going to go over everything about the strategy, the settings. We're going to load it. We're going to backtest it. We're going to show you how to optimize it. We're going to give you the templates. We're going to set up the templates. We're going to walk you through all of this. Okay. And all of this is going to be taught to you and done for you tomorrow. This event is only for people that are buying the system and using the system. Okay. So basically, when you come in and you basically want to learn something and be a master of it, tomorrow is that day. We are going to teach you how to use it, set it up. We're going to give you the templates. You can load them. We're going to show you how to work with them, everything. Okay. And it's only for people that have purchased the system. Okay. Yes, PayPal is an option. You can use it through the checkout process. It's a payment option on the checkout page. Yeah. Okay. So Tickblaze is free. We are an award-winning trading platform, one of the best in our opinions. And basically, you can download it for free. You do not have to pay, and it's a benefit to being a part of us. Now, I'm going to leave it open for questions. And yeah, this is exciting. Jay's excited. He's like, I just won. He's got the chills, baby. So I'm going to run a poll, guys, and I have to run this because we have so many traders in here, and this is going to be one of the bigger events. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask that you fill this out, please. I really, really, really need everybody to fill this out because this is if you're going to get this, I need to be able to help you guys because there's so many traders that are going to get this. We need to make sure we can follow up with the traders and you get the help. You need to get the onboarding emails, you need to get the templates, you need to get the invites for the AMA. And if anybody here wants to talk to Jeff, our master of disaster behind the mic and the trading plans, he is going to be able to talk to you on the phone, but he will call you directly after this webinar. So if you're going to require a call or if you're going to need a phone call, then you need to put your number in there and Jeff will call you. Now, please, guys, let me explain this. It is very important that you think if I'm going to spend money this year, am I going to spend it on something that gets me absolutely nowhere, or am I going to get it on something that has evidence and master level expectancy? Okay. This is the key. So I'm going to let you fill out that poll, guys. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is give you a chance to fill that out. Please fill it out, guys. If you're buying, put a yes. You have till today to do that at 90% off, 91% off. Okay. And if you're not, you're not. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. It's better that you're honest. You say, hey, this isn't for me. I don't, that's good. It's fine. We won't bother you with emails and we won't bother you with anything. We won't call you. But if you need a phone call, right? If you need a phone call, you need to request that. And basically, we will call you right after the event.
And
Okay.
guys, look for a 708 area code. That'll be me calling in.
Perfect. No, put your phone number in the poll. Okay. Put your phone number in the poll. Yeah. The way I look at this, and this is the way I like to say things, because sometimes people are like the thing about having a marketplace, if you don't have a poll, Jay, you don't need a poll because you won. You don't need, didn't you win, Jay? You don't need to worry about you'll get an automatic email. You'll get an automatic email from us and it'll set you up. Yeah. We don't do swaps on launches. Yeah, we don't do swaps on launches. If you don't see a poll, are you on a Mac? Are you on a tablet? Are you on a phone? Right? You may not see the poll. Yeah. Yeah, you won't see the poll on a phone. Yeah, you won't see a poll on a phone. The polls are on your PC. Yeah, we're running a poll. So if you're on a phone or a tablet and you don't see the poll, then do me a favor. And if you want a phone call from our sales team, put your phone number in the chat box. If you're planning on purchasing, just put a yes because we will pull the poll reports and we'll pull the chat. If you're on a phone and you're on a tablet and you don't see the poll and you're planning on purchasing, just put a yes and we'll pull the report. I just need to see how many people in here that don't see the poll are planning on buying or requiring a callback, and we will go through that. And Jeff will just need to get those phone numbers, Jeff. They don't see the poll, so if you can write those numbers down, that'd be great.
I got him.
You do not need level two. You do not need level two, guys. Yeah. We don't do swaps on launches, Dale. Yeah, it's a policy on our website. It's right on the website. We don't do swaps on launches. Yeah, just the sheer cost of development and everything. It's we don't do that. Yeah. Yeah. You can use, well, it don't matter what you use, Robert, as long as you just set the settings up. Like the way that I would look at this is you want to set the settings to the drawdown. So like if you're trading a PST account or if you're using an algo for prop shop, um, then you would set it based off of like dollar value risk. Yeah, and just like $100 per trade or $200 per trade, whatever you're comfortable doing. Yeah. What is the difference between Tickblaze and NinjaTrader? Everything. Tickblaze is a hybrid trading platform. We have a discretionary platform and an algo platform, and we ultimately, we have the best. We're the best algo trading platform in the industry by a landslide, like no comparison. Yeah, we have the best scripting, and we ultimately have a marketplace and amazing scripting for chart trading and yeah, it's just and it's free. And you can go on our YouTube and get all the videos. Maybe Pete, if you can do me a favor and put the link to the Tickblaze YouTube in here. Everything. Jay says literally everything. Yeah. We also have a built-in trade copiers inside of the platform. Yeah, built-in trade copiers. We have an open source community. If you're new to Tickblaze in here, maybe Pete, if you could put together a few links like the YouTube, the community, just sometimes it's nice to have those people. Every new people in here don't know. Yeah, perfect, guys. Um, okay, so we've got about half of you have answered the poll. If you guys could do me a favor and just answer the poll, it really has a lot to do with us being able to send emails if you're able to. That'd be great, please. I know you're trying to buy, or some of you are buying or not buying or whatever, but just take a second and just fill the poll so we know because it's going to tag your name and email to what you're doing. And that way we know if you're purchasing or not purchasing because it's gonna set in the queue of uh, how we send those emails out. And everybody in here that's requested a callback, please be available this afternoon because if not, you're going to lose the opportunity for a discount. Yeah, perfect, guys. Great. Jeff, you got all the numbers from the people that posted them above? Everybody here is good?
Yep, I took snapshots.
It offers expires in 24 hours. So tomorrow morning. Yeah. So Jordan, you're gonna have to purchase before the morning because you won't be able to join the AMA if you don't. Yeah. So you'll have to purchase it. That's why we have 24 hours. Really, it's a day. We have to do it for the day because the time zone changes between different countries, right? Yeah. We haven't tested gold, but I think that it will be very good. Yeah, gold and Russell and these other markets would be very good. We just haven't had enough testing. We really focus on where the lion's share of trading activity is.
I may look at gold tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. Jeff will do gold tomorrow in the event. Randy wants to know what's the area code for your call.
708.
Yeah, 708 guys. You get an area code 708. Take advantage of the 90% off, guys. Very rarely do you get an opportunity like this to be able to benefit from something so powerful at such a steal of a deal. These are like Black Friday pricing, right? That's insane. Yeah. You don't need to trade NQ. Trade the S&P, David. Yeah, the S&P. It's the best of the best. So George is asking a great question, and George, do you mind if I use your question? George Hale just asked a great question, and I normally like to help everybody understand this because it will give you evidence of understanding proper quant testing. So George just said, "Have you done 12 months of testing?" And I'm going to share with you something that quants do, and myself as an experienced architect of systems. There's two types of traders. There's swing traders and there's day traders. Okay. Now, the difference is the time frames in which they trade, right? As a strategy developer or as a quant, it's not the length of time that you go back. It's the sample size of your data. So let me explain this. So many people think that if you go back 12 months on a day trading strategy, that's going to make the strategy better. It's actually false. Like it's not actually the accurate. The reason I'm saying this is because what happened last month or even 3 months ago on a 10 tick ES candle has no bearing on what's going to happen tomorrow. In the day trading realm, it's not about going back months and months and months and months. It's going back a certain number of trades. And normally it's 50 to 100 trades will give me enough evidence for a large sample size. Anything less than 50 trades, you start veering on the side of like, okay, um, it's not enough data. And so we normally want to see at least 50 to 100 trades. It has nothing to do with months. It has to do with the sample size. If I go into a swing trading strategy, it might take me 9 months to get 75 trades. You understand what I mean? Because of the strategy and the time frames. So if you think that time on the back test is going to become more profitable for you or tell you that it's going to work more, that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, there's strategies like HFT trading and like higher frequency. It means no different. Like you can go back 3 days if you have 1,000 trades in 3 days. Like what matters is expectancy, not time. And I'm telling you, like we would never go back more than a month on an S&P scalping time frame. We would never even entertain it. It's completely a waste of time. As a scalper, as a day trader, going back more than a month is a waste of time because it's not going to have any impact on what happens tomorrow or the next day or the next week. Yeah. If you missed the event, Oki, just watch the replay. Yeah, watch the replay. Yeah, you're gonna want to watch this. It's a one of those once in a lifetime webinars that we've been very excited to. Yeah, let me talk about this fee here. So you guys need to understand this fee. Okay, there's a 295 fee annually. So we have a maintenance fee for all of our software, and it's not for each product, it's for the entire marketplace. So Tickblaze has a marketplace of indicators and algorithms and strategies, and we charge an annual maintenance fee for bugs, maintenance on the software, upkeeps, versions, zips, etc. And that's not per product, it's per person. So if you buy one algo or five algos or two indicators or 10 indicators, we charge you a 295 annual maintenance fee to keep the software active annually, and we give you your first year free. So what that means is that you don't have to worry about the first year. You get it with your purchase. And then in a year from now, if you want to keep all of your software active and up to date, you'd need to maintain the maintenance fee to make sure that the software stays active. Yeah, it's an annual maintenance fee that's tied to the marketplace. Yeah, yeah, but that's it's already included. You don't have to worry. It's already included in the first year. So that's the key. So technically, you're saving plus this because we give you the first year. So technically, you're saving an additional 295. We waive the first year. Yeah. And it's not per product, it's per person. So it's very, very limited cost. Yeah. So type of Y that you guys enjoyed the presentation. You enjoyed it. You guys are ready to rock and roll. I want to thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys. And yeah, I'm super, super blessed to have so many traders in here. Can't wait to see you guys. Yeah, can't wait to see you guys trading it. Super excited. Everybody that's waiting for a call back, Jeff's going to be calling you back today because you have to. You have only today to buy. It's on these discounts.
And also
So
just a reminder, because this is a little different. Normally the AMAs are the next morning at 9 or 10. This one is going to be at noon Eastern tomorrow.
exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. Exactly right. Fantastic, guys. Well, traders, have a fantastic day. Please, yeah, please take advantage of this if you're looking to really, really change the narrative going into next week. I think you guys will really, really be appreciating the S&P, Nasdaq too, but I think everybody should just adapt to the S&P for their first week and just really get their bearings. It'll be great. And a big hats off to Jeff and the dev team. You know, these guys are busting ass and hauling grass every day. Yeah,
Lots of grass.
exactly. Perfect. Take care, traders. Have a fantastic day, and we will see you guys on the flip side.